Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit, where we delve into the nitty-gritty of the automotive world. Today, we're taking a hard look at Ford's recent missteps in the electric vehicle, EV market. Ford, a titan of the automotive industry, has recently found itself in a precarious position. The company bet big on EVs, but it seems their gamble hasn't paid off as expected. Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, was banking on a mass migration to EVs, envisioning sales in the millions. Unfortunately, that vision has yet to materialize. So buckle up as we explore why Ford is currently facing its most significant EV crisis to date. And it's only the beginning. Reason number 8, the EV demand dilemma. A few years ago, the idea of electric vehicles, EVs, was all the rage. However, the reality in the US has been quite different. Consumers are cautious and mindful of their spending. The downsides of EVs have become more apparent recently. The infrastructure is lacking, and battery life is a significant concern, especially for trucks like the F-150 Lightning. Add more weight, and the range drops dramatically, making them unsuitable for towing and payload tasks. Despite price cuts, the Lightning remains unattractive to buyers, with only 39% of inventory sold in the first 30 days. The Mach-E faces similar challenges. As such, the future of Ford's EVs remains uncertain. Reason number 7, Ford's workforce woes. In October 2023, Ford made the difficult decision to lay off about 700 workers from the Ford F-150 Lightning production lines at their Rouge Electric Vehicle Center in Dearborn, Michigan. This was a necessary measure to prevent bankruptcy, reducing the production of the Lightning to 2 shifts. If EV sales don't improve, more layoffs are anticipated in the coming months. While no one wants to lose their job, sometimes tough decisions have to be made. The silver lining is that these skilled workers are likely to find employment with Ford's competitors, who are always on the lookout for trained workers who can hit the ground running. Reason number 6, Ford's $4.5 billion setback. In 2023, Ford's venture into electric vehicles resulted in a staggering loss of about $4.5 billion, a significant increase from the $2.1 billion loss in 2022. This loss, exceeding Ford's prediction by $1.5 billion, is attributed not only to poor sales, but also to substantial investments in the EV sector, including the development of electric powertrains and batteries. Despite these setbacks, Ford's CEO maintains his belief in the future of EVs, even as the market shows a lack of interest. If this belief persists, Ford, one of the 2 US automakers that have never filed for bankruptcy, the other being Tesla, could risk insolvency. On a positive note, Ford's regular models continue to generate substantial profits, with a net income of $1.9 billion in the second quarter alone. This profitability allows Ford's CEO to continue investing in his vision for EVs. Reason number 5, Ford retracts $12 billion EV investment. As consumers grow more cautious about their investments, electric vehicles are not attracting the expected interest. Consequently, Ford has decided to scale back its investments in EVs, including a $12 billion investment in EV technology and a large battery factory planned for Kentucky. Ford has delayed this investment due to the lack of demand for their EVs. Moving forward with the investment could risk bankruptcy and billions in losses. We anticipate that Ford will pivot and invest in creating hybrid vehicles or extended-range electric vehicles, EREVs, similar to Ram's approach with its new Ram Charger, which uses an internal combustion engine as an electricity generator. This strategy addresses one of the F-150 Lightning's major issues: battery drain under heavy load. Only time will tell what the future holds for Ford's EV strategy. Reason number 4, Ford's EVs, a growing inventory. As we've previously noted, Ford's electric vehicles, EVs, are accumulating on dealer lots across the country. Ford's production ambitions are outstripping the demand for these vehicles, leading to a growing inventory that dealers struggle to sell. For instance, dealers managed to sell about 87% of their Mach-E inventory within 30 days in 2022, compared to just 27.7% in the same period in 2023. This represents a significant 50% difference. The Ford F-150 Lightning is faring even worse. In 2022, dealers managed to sell 70% of the F-150 Lightning models within 30 days, while in 2023, they only managed to sell 39%. This situation is becoming a real problem for Ford. If they want to avoid further financial losses, they should consider halting the production of these vehicles. Reason number 3. Dealers' discontent with EVs. Dealers across the country are voicing their discontent with Ford's electric vehicles. Many dealers are finding their lots filled with unsold Lightnings and Mach-E models, more than ever before. One dealer pointed out that Ford's missteps have led to a real problem, with production outpacing demand. Ford allocates EVs to its dealers monthly, based on their needs and market demands. However, this allocation process has sparked controversy among dealers who accuse Ford of violating franchise laws. One dealer revealed that due to the lack of demand, they had to decline the allocation of both F-150 Lightning and Mach-E models. They simply couldn't sell the existing models. In summary, dealers nationwide are expressing frustration with Ford's handling of the growing issue of unsold EVs. Reason number 2. New labor contract increases Ford's EV costs. You may have heard about the United Auto Workers strike, which called for a significant increase in labor-related expenses. These demands have hit Ford hard, as higher worker demands mean that they will need to significantly increase production costs. This impacts Ford's profitability as a company. Higher worker wages mean that this would increase the overall cost of producing the EVs. As per the agreed contract between Ford and the workers, the company expects the vehicle price to increase by between $850 and $900 due to labor costs alone. While this may not seem significant, it is still a big blow for Ford in its current crisis. Ford needs to manage their finances very carefully unless they want to risk bankruptcy. Reason number 1. Ford slashes prices of the F-150 Lightning. With the demand for the F-150 declining and a complete lack of interest among buyers, Ford decided to slash the price of their truck by almost $10,000. So, in October, the price dropped from $59,974 to $49,995. This is a massive discount because Ford wants to clear their Lightning stocks as soon as possible, even though it means losing money on these vehicles. And as the crisis deepens, more price cuts are expected in 2024. So, the price for a new Lightning could drop to as low as $45,000, according to some industry experts. Overall, things do not look good for Ford, and the situation is likely to worsen in the near future if they don't halt production of these EVs. That's it for today's episode. If you found this information useful, don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit, your ultimate pit stop for all things automotive. Stay tuned and drive safe.